Welcome back. Take Control of Your Life podcast. This week, we're going to talk about how exercise and just focusing on your health can help with mental clarity. And we've had athletes in the past who have come in and they've struggled with something, whether it's a divorce or a death in the family or a number of things, but starting to take your health serious can help with the other parts of your life. And we want to discuss this today because, I probably shouldn't share why we want to discuss it today, but there was a death to one of our members, and that member decided to quit because of the death of their friend. And what they don't realize is by not taking care of your personal health, it's only making matters worse. And I'm not trying to upset anyone, but it's true. If we don't take care of ourselves, it's just going to lead to a worse path. So I got Greg with me today, and if you're comfortable sharing it, maybe we could talk about your divorce and where your life was before. If not, I can cut out this piece of the podcast. But
it's fine.
People go through hard times in life, and they often will look for ways to cope, whether it's food or a drug or some other vice. And so, something you and I have discussed before is at one point in life you weighed 340 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And you said that you would wake up in the middle of the night and you would go down to the kitchen and you would take out the biggest spoon you got and you would get the biggest glob of peanut butter and you would just eat away at that. And then you'd often wake up the next morning with that spoon stuck to your chest.
Yep.
And there are people out there who are currently maybe not that specific point in life, but they're going through something very, very similar. And so they'll see you now, and you're 230 pounds now, so 100-pound weight loss. You're where you're at now, but it took you 10 years to get to this point, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Has it been 10 years?
Yeah.
And I talk about peaks and valleys, ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to ride a high, and then that valley is going to hit. And what's important is recognizing when that valley hits. So you're getting ready for your knee surgery. You're getting ready to have both knees replaced over the next 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. We are fully aware of the recovery process. So even though that valley is getting ready to come, you are aware of what's going to happen, the time is going to pass, and what it's going to take for the recovery. So, but I would like to maybe cover that state of depression. I think that's the proper word, is depression, and where people end up and how they can change that. So I'll just kind of pass it over to you.
Okay. I'll touch on the marriage first. The peanut butter story is pretty much the epitome of how I felt in my life at that time. And I was also drinking a lot of beer every night, but I wouldn't eat when I got home from work, went straight to the beer. Then I'd wake up literally between 1 and 2 o'clock every single night. And as Devin said, find the biggest spoon, get in the peanut butter jar, go back to bed. And it's sad when I think about it now, but I would put myself back to sleep by licking that peanut butter and would wake up with the spoon either matted to my chest. I would have peanut butter in my goatee, on the side of the pillow, whatever. And, it was very embarrassing. I was depressed. I was in a depression. And I think as adults, I think we go through that at several different points in our life. Divorce, obviously, is one of those factors. The loss of a parent. I've lost both my parents now. And when my mom passed in 2015, it shook my world. It really, really rocked me. And I, again, went and leaned towards drinking at that time. I had lost some weight, but I wasn't, I was from 340 down to, I was borderline right around 300 at that point. But you have to consciously make a decision. First of all, I think if you're suffering with any kind of depression or whatever, go talk to someone. You have to be able to release that. It can be a friend. It can be a family member. I actually sought out a therapist that helped me tremendously. And as time passes, years pass, and when I really started taking my health as my number one priority, that's where I learned this is my addiction. I don't need the beer. I don't need the food. This is my addiction. And I think when you get to that point, and there's other people in here that this is the best hour of their day. And that's definitely the case for me. You know, you had mentioned my double knee replacements. I'm a little down right now, just because I know I'm going to have some downtime, and I'm starting to think about it. I got a lot going on. I just quit my job. You know, I'm getting double knee replacements. So, but I keep reminding myself that my future is what I'm going to make of it, and the gym is always going to be part of that future. And I think when you get in here, you don't realize how getting the heart rate up, and doing the exercises gets the endorphins going, and it's great to stimulate all that in the brain and everything else, and it just makes you feel better. I mean, how many times have you heard Deborah say, Deborah's my wife, by the way, how many times has Deborah said after she's worked all night, came to the gym, I don't want to be in here, I just want to move, and then she ends up, you know, doing the workout, and not only doing it, but doing it, you know, RX, and it just, this is the best part of our day.
I had a woman who, she was part of the Founders Club deal that we had going on when we were running Facebook ads and doing 6-week challenges and just doing whatever we could to get in here. And I remember she came in one day. She was going through a divorce and she had 2 young kids. She came in and we were doing a run for a warm-up. She went out. She came back in before everyone else, and she just broke down. She was like, I can't do this today. I said, hey, it's fine. What if we just do the warm-up, and then if you don't want to stick around? She was like, no, I can't do this today. And obviously, this is something that on the backside, the coaches, what we've been talking about, when we lose certain members, or if someone's not showing up, or they're putting in false scores, they're going through something bigger than what we can understand. Mm-hmm. Even if we've gone through it at some point, like you've gone through a divorce, so maybe you can understand it, but her specific situation, we can't understand.
Right.
And we have to be okay with that, and we have to understand that, and we have to be there for him. And so I think what's important is what you just said, being able to recognize where you're at in life and being able to reach out to someone. And we're here for you guys, but obviously we're not professional therapists. You can always reach out to a therapist. There are a dozen of them in here. Give a shout out to one of our 6 a.m. members. His wife owns Appalachian Counseling in Fairmont, and I believe they have an office in Huntington. So that's always an option too. But what we're here to talk about is what exercise does for that, and what Greg just talked about, the endorphins being released. And apart from, you tearing your Achilles playing tag, I've never seen someone leave here unhappy that they did a workout.
Yeah.
We always feel better if we do what we're able to for today. And if you are struggling, like if you leave here and you're like, I'm just not happy with myself, that's the time to talk to us, the coaches. Because that's what we're here for. We are fully aware that, the athletes that we work with, they're struggling with weight, they're struggling with how to eat, they're struggling with movement and how to move properly.
Time management.
Yeah. I mean, we work with a lot of professionals that, we have a ton of directors or people who own their own business, and listen, we are fully aware of what that's like. I mean, you direct a company with 160 employees. I've ran this place for 4 years now, and I'm still learning. We have other members who run companies or they own companies, and we're here to help you with those pieces as well. But get in here, do the 1 hour a day, 4 to 5 days a week, and I can't think of anyone who did it consistently for 3 months and was like, you know what, I don't feel better.
Right.
The problem is someone will start, they'll do 3 to 4 days a week for 2 weeks, and then they'll do 1 day.
Yep.
And then they'll do 3 days next week, and then 1 day the next week. That's not really going to get us to where we want to be. And then, honestly, your body's not going to be able to adjust to it, and you're not going to feel as well. So find that consistent pattern. If you're struggling with something on the mental side, we're here for you. And then we also have resources if it's something we don't think we can help with. But get in here. If you're struggling with something, talk to us. If you're having an off day, we're still here for you. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I really want to hit on this podcast.
I just want to say, commit to yourself. I mean, you showed up here for a reason. You want to see results. And the only way you're going to see results in anything, whether it's working out, nutrition, your job, whatever, is if you show up and you dedicate yourself to that task. And I think, it's getting in that mindset. We've talked about this before, of making yourself the priority. After my mom died and I was in that depression, I actually wrecked my truck. And I instantly remember thinking, my mom would kick my ass to high heaven right now. And, it was the next day. I'm like, okay, I don't need this. I don't want this. And, sometimes we need a little scare, but that definitely changed me around. But commit yourself to whatever your goals are. You cannot say, I want to lose 50 pounds in 6 months and come to the gym once a week. It's just not going to happen. So commit yourself, and we're here to hold you accountable, but hold yourself accountable too. I'm very big on that. Make yourself come to the gym.